oya tini terang shudro nga tso shanship ku sim ku domba lenjo res.
This afternoon we are going to take the Bodhisattva vows.
Tini shanship sim ku domba lena tini nga tso shertangla ta shanship sim yakpo gumni tini zoni lengo res.
Normally, in order to take the vows, one should first meditate well on cultivating bodhicitta, and after establishing stable bodhicitta, then take the vows.
Tini shanship ku sim yakpo gum mena tini nga tso domba lena ta shanship ku sim domba tsatang damba yakbozu yung gona teza kakbo yo res.
Without having first cultivated bodhicitta through meditation, taking the Bodhisattva vows, we can still take them, but they won't necessarily come up to standard.
Tini yinayang ta nga tso shanship ku sim ku domba tera nga tso tabdebo jine chi lena tini yang payon pe chimbo yo re, payon chimbo dondak chimbo yo res.
Nevertheless, in taking the Bodhisattva vows today in a simple form will be of great benefit.
Tini shirtang nga tso shanship ku sim ku domba ziyate soso rang tini lena shokore, soso rang sangye tang shanship sim kwa tso gumni tini lena tini rikres.
Generally, the Bodhisattva vows are ones that can be taken by oneself. So, before a Buddha statue, one can go and make those vows oneself.
Tini yinayang ta nga tso tini lama ta tini dandi langna yang tele kyang tini yakbori, tele kyang pasam sopa yung kores.
But if we're able to take the vows before a lama, then this is even better.
Tini karti tini lama ta tini mepa inna tini soso rang ti gumni shanship domba lena tini ring kores.
If we are not able to take the vows before a lama, then then meditating that one is receiving the vows in this way is fine.
Tani terang nga tso ti domba limbi kapsa ta tabde bonra o jine tini nga tso ling kores.
The way that we are going to go about taking the vows today is a simple, convenient form.
Ina ti ngonda tini nga tso shanship ku sem ko domba lenlug ta tiso kola tez ngosto shik yansi.
But before we actually take the vows, I'm going to give an introduction as to what the Bodhisattva vows entail.
Tini shanship ku sem ko tini domba lenna tini tambo shamdang nyarji yakbo go kores.
So before we take the Bodhisattva vows, it's necessary that we have loving kindness and compassion.
Tani sham nyarji yakbo mena shanship ku sem tsawa ni jella kye marez.
Because without first having loving kindness and compassion, then it is not possible to give rise to bodhicitta.
Tani shanship ku sem de tini si jella tini kye sona tini ti panchu ni tini nga tso soso mosotang sin na tini shanship senhwa zia te rendo rez.
Once we are able to generate bodhicitta in our mind streams, then whoever we are considered bodhisattvas.
Tani shanship ku sem ku payun te pe halepa samji mache parez.
The benefits or qualities of bodhicitta are absolutely inconceivable.
Tani ti shanship senhwa tani payun taso tani ta payun ramra mambo tani gyapchak kashi tani jomdan de gumdo na la song yo res.
Hundreds.
That's
it. As for the benefits of bodhicitta, in the sutras, more than 100 kinds of benefits are described.
Tini ti payun gepa ti so nga so tini to ndo palwo che na la yo res palwo che ji inji na la ndu ndo palwo chi ndo de palwo chi hwayanji zhe de hwayanji.
In the Poboche Sutra, the
인지나.
华严经是呢？
인지나란도 뎁디 인지란도 조서 발로치서요. 딴도 그래. 발로치서는 그거.
Oh, in the Pelpoche Sutra, or the Huayan Jing in Chinese, the benefits of bodhicitta are expounded comprehensively.
Tini 뎁 등에 나는 밤마오스터라 지금 통송 인지기 뎁 더보 되지. yeah.
I saw a thick book containing this sutra when I visited Pema Wosaling.
Tini 뎁에 할레바가 tini ndo 약보래. 땡아서 교수 연담만다씩 따고 그래서 될라.
This is a really wonderful sutra, and everyone absolutely must read it.
Tini 때 야이요래 보이요래. 때 야이다 보이니까 보이땡가말로 동작식 공리서 저 자거니 저바 tini 요래. tini 야이라요. 야미 이게 영때 가만가만히 저와래. 따따 저와 말이 던지 ndose 갈때 야이다 보이 신거요나. 보바송 가서 보이다나 저거래. tini 야요나 그래서 화연진 자든지 야익든지 요래 빼 할레빠 약보요레스.
So the Pelpoche Sutra, or the Huayan Jing, was translated. It exists in Tibetan and Chinese language versions. In Tibet, it was translated into Tibetan more than 1,000 years ago. The Chinese version was also translated at a very early stage. It's not a recent translation. So if you can read Tibetan or Chinese, you can look at either of these versions. Tibetans can read the Tibetan version, and Chinese people can read the Huayan Jing Chinese version.
Tani injiga nala tani tendeg tani jerki kantis jeromishi kantarang tani yakbo injire ta kanstar ngaso tani pe tela tani te lojong chena te lojong chesa ndikre te yakbo tani dinala tsikashi kashi tani chim ramanda yakbo yongmayo tezi yona hako marta yena kanstar ngaso tani lojong chena ndikndosi injigte.
It also exists in English. As to the quality of the translation, I'm not sure. There might be a few words that are a little bit off, but I'm sure that in general, it is of a standard that is able to be studied, and if everyone were to read it, this would be very good.
Tini di nangla tini shanship sem tini payun ramandra tini japchakashi tini songyores.
And within this sutra, many hundreds of different qualities associated with bodhicitta are described. So we should read this sutra. To read a rather condensed or concise account of the benefits of bodhicitta, we can also consult the first chapter of the Way of a Bodhisattva. The name of that sutra in English or in Sanskrit is, it's not English, it's Sanskrit, the Avatamsaka Sutra.
Teni ngaso teni shanship ke sem ke teni ta payun da shanship sem gomsal ta ti so mambo zi di palu che gna ne yong yo res ndor di palu che gna.
So it's from this sutra that many descriptions of the benefits of bodhicitta and meditation methods for arousing bodhicitta are described.
Teni palu che gna la teni ngaso di shanship ke sem ke payun chipo chak mare teni penanga so lama geushin tenna teni geushin kanti tem goda tso korda yang pe hale pa yak boyo re.
So the Avatamsaka Sutra describes not just the benefits of cultivating bodhicitta, but it also describes very clearly the benefit of relying on spiritual guides and teachers. So it lays all of this out very well.
Teni tendi indi teni ngaso namba sanji ba teni lomas yin sardi norde paro chita da yenda man da log go res.
So as students of the Buddha Dharma, we necessarily must read this Avatamsaka Sutra.
Ngen nana teni te pama osar la tem thonsong ndo inji la yos teni ta le la pore ta mambo zindi na la yore teni samsong.
When I saw the sutra at Bema-Wurseling, I thought, oh, that's great, how easy, everything's in here.
다티 샹칩고 셈검선다다 드니 동반이 거런다다 다 티소나라 빼약보만보 티나라 요레 드니 요지티소 드니 빼 카사르오레지 인지가 돌아 겨사위지니 간리 영에 하고 메기 보익다 자이니까 나랑 mam보로고요 테 파체 가서 파르타잖아 드니 고알린트야 드니 그빼 사르오 드니 요레스
There are methods for cultivating. Oh, okay, yes, it's the Flower Ornament Sutra in English. It was translated by Thomas Cleary, and it is a very good translation. So, Khenpo said that the sutra contains really many great things, methods for cultivating bodhicitta, methods for meditating on emptiness, and these are all expounded in a very clear way that is easy to understand. Khenpo said that he wasn't sure about the quality of the English translation, but certainly the Tibetan and Chinese versions he reads a lot and finds that they are extremely accessible and very clear to understand.
다 던지인디 다른 가서 공라샤 바테레티 기바 샹습셈 거 파용 기바타고나 노르데 바로체 다 데즈 디반다오 타고나 티니 쇼인지가 나라 다제 공도 샤차르송아 티니 네 테랑 티니까 레장 다롱 탑디보 티니시니 샤 쇼인지가 나라 요바 텔레장 노르디바 탑디보 시니 네 디 파용데 ngochu셰 그 연세
So if we want to find a more comprehensive explanation of the benefits of cultivating bodhicitta, then we can turn to the Flower Ornament Sutra. If we'd like to read a more concise summary or a concise account, then we can consult the Way of Bodhisattva. Today I would like to give an account of the benefits of bodhicitta that is even more concise than the one found inside the Way of a Bodhisattva.
Teni ngaso mi mambo teni samna karisam degrezena teni shangchip senhwa zejete shangchip senhwa zeyate karizla sam karizena mi mambo kal harkazla ko yorez teni par hark mambo do shangchip senhwa zenanda sore samne hark to sore samne teni mi mambo teni sam karez.
Many people, when they think of bodhisattvas, imagine them to be just like these statues, these deity statues in the shrine room.
Teni ti marezi shangchip senhwa ti muzla zege yorez muzjirezi shangchip senhwa zeyate.
But this is not a bodhisattva. Bodhisattvas aren't statues, they're humans.
Mukandizla zegre chitini lamanda chi geyushininda tindizla zegerezena marezi.
But what kind of human? Is bodhisattva referring to a lama or a spiritual guide? No, it isn't.
Teni kandizla zegerezena shangchip ko semte silayona teni te la te shangchip senhwa zegerez.
So what kind of human is it referring to then? Well, it's referring to any kind of human that has bodhicitta. Anyone who has bodhicitta is referred to as a bodhisattva.
Teni terang pe na ngaso samala shangchip ko sem teni ngaso len ni yakboz gella kesona ngaso samala shangchip senhwa chocho chire samala shangchip senhwa zegerez.
So if all of us here today are able to generate bodhicitta, then all of us, every single one of us, will become bodhisattvas.
Teni yang mimam mekhaje samnati shangchip senhwa inna kari yore te kari thopji yore teni sam gerez.
Kari topji rezna?
Te ngarang la thopji kari yore.
Some people think, well, what can I gain in becoming a bodhisattva?
Teni gormu data teni nyentang data teni chi thopji amares.
Their money and fame, things like this, we do not gain.
Teni thop kosan data teni yang chi thopji wangchan data teni chi thopji amares.
Rank and power, we don't gain these things either.
Teni tesu thopji mena ta tondak kari yores. Sisk tondak yores.
Well, if we can't gain these things, then what is it that we can gain?
Teni shangchip ko semyo sarna teni ti nyama ti nyambar ni zongte maung bala ta ngarang ngansung la ki enro sambado teni ngarang ngansung tendro gna la yedak gna la da nyarwa gna la tenji gna la nga ki enro mro sambado tenji semter ti tsawani go mares.
Well, what we do gain is from the very day that we cultivate or arouse bodhicitta onwards, we no longer need to have the slightest worry that we will be reborn in the lower realms, whether as an animal, a hungry ghost, or in the hell realms.
Teni shanship ka sim jilla ki tsarwi jini teni ta ngarang ka mi jamba namla rongpa kariche go samba te samlo tang de ma to ngarang kanri renro ngarang dikbo renro te samlo jini tang go mares.
From the very day that we cultivate in our minds bodhicitta, the only thing that we need to turn our minds to is how to go about helping others. We don't need to have the slightest worry about ourselves encountering bad happenings.
Oya, teni shanship ka sim te nga so jilla yo sona teni nga so tar nga yancho ngarang so shipi dikpa murge wa tsama ti tak ro rese te jamba nga so shakban ra wo teni jena chokore ma jena chokore shanship ka sim jilla ki tsarwi ne kona teni dikpa sama tak ro rese.
And from the very point onwards that we cultivate or arouse bodhicitta, then all of the negative karma associated with past misdeeds is immediately purified. So in general, we do confession practices and other things to purify negative karma, but from the moment that we cultivate bodhicitta, then all of our negative karma is immediately purified.
Teni sunum saya te jamba chichi go mares kono shanship ka sim jilla ki sarti teni lamsang sonum ya chimbo di top ki teni top dores.
And in terms of the accumulation of merit, besides cultivating bodhicitta, it's not necessary to do anything else. The power of cultivating bodhicitta is enough to generate a vast amount of merit.
Tam dor dipasana teni nga so shanship ka sim ka bhayon teni zrez.
So, putting it in a very concise way, these are the benefits of cultivating bodhicitta.
Teni shanship ka sim jilla ki sarwi jini teni nga so mo jamba la teni pamba mambo jathap karez.
Once we have cultivated bodhicitta in our mind streams, then we will be capable of helping other beings in many ways.
Oya, teni te shanship sim ka bhayon yens.
So these are the benefits of bodhicitta.
Teni ona ta shanship ka sim zia korang kare gandhiz la ze garez korang ko ngo de kan reze na se.
So perhaps you ask, how should we understand bodhicitta? What is the essence of bodhicitta?
Teni shanship ka sim te mkhashi khashi samna sham nyangji samba yak bonda wo jilla ki na te shanship sim re teni sam kan teni nduz.
Some people think that bodhicitta means to cultivate loving kindness and compassion and a altruistic frame of mind.
Teni te marezi te nga so teni ha kwalen go rezi shirtang nga so namgin teni shet dewa ga teni gawa zena jag zena aishin ze do teni nashok ka rezi ona te dang teni ti thola teni nangba ga shepi teni shamnyang ji tsbeishin da teni ti thola shanche bu sem to so som de ramba sam rez.
But this isn't the case. The sort of ordinary concept of kindness or love, and then the Buddhist notion of loving kindness and compassion, and bodhicitta represent three different levels.
Teni ti chabar kare rezena teni nga so jiting ga teni ta aishin zena aizena teni ze deje to shetang nga so minyong shu teni ta teni mo teni chat teni ngijin yongken teni ga korzla teni sambati zangwon raw shepa teni zrez.
Generally, the worldly concept of love is one that is relates to a limited scope of people, whom we treat well.
Teni de nga so taba chimbo na la shepi teni chamil je teni nyarji chamil shamba chamil je teni shamdan nyarji teni simchen chama la teni zegore simchen chama la shamdan nyarji teni gomgo yenzine teni zego tin nala matset pi simchen chigyang yo marezi teni tela chi chat ndin da oz yenze chi chigyang mo simchen chama la teni 샴나냐지 제거요랬더니 대 ngamatila te jachimbores.
In the Mahayana teachings, though, in the four immeasurables, the loving kindness and compassion, within the four immeasurables, the objects of loving kindness and compassion are all sentient beings, so with no exception. So we can see then that the cultivation of loving kindness and compassion in the context of the four immeasurables in the Mahayana tradition has a scope that is larger than the ordinary or conventional notion of love that we just mentioned.
Teni shangship ke semzena tarong tingi lekyang teni tarong rambachung togres.
Bodhicitta is one level higher than this again.
Teni yindi nga so shamnyang je ta teni shangship ke semtim thoman yorese rambandang mares.
So the level of loving kindness and compassion is different to bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is one level higher.
Teni wonata shangship semzena kanriz la zegres na shangship semna tonson ni changgo re tonson ni changna teni shangship ke semzegres chakin ni changos.
So what do we need to fulfill in order to have bodhicitta? Well, bodhicitta requires meeting two conditions.
Te chakin tambo de kangrezina teni simchin sama la teni shambada nyarji teni kegores.
The first of these is cultivating loving kindness and compassion for all living beings.
Teni ngaso teni nangchugu nangla shamdang nyarji zeni teni zegdere teni ka tondak kakareze shambada nyarji ni tondak chikmare kakareze.
So when we talk about loving kindness and compassion in Buddhism, actually they're two different concepts. They're two different things. They're separate.
Teni nyarji ziyati karerezina teni ngaso simchin sedang seyna dan zambolang di tholayo pi simchin pena jikor ranglik pa inanja teni chuluk jambala tapa shinkeng ke mayinanja yana chuluk la tapa tsawani menkeng ke teni mayinanja yana kyorang la dikpu shinkeng ke mayinanja mo kangdang kangina tsama la teni to khoso la teni dingmar chikyang me sona samni teni ke samlo khoso tsama la dingmar me na ta gagandu mo tsama la dingmar ta me na samni khorang sem ko tang ni teni rewa sim tang ni teni ta de ndopa teni sim chigla yang dingmar te yu menyin sam dingmar chimbo dingmar chungchung gangdang kangyin na teni sim chigla yang dingmar yu menyin sam ni teni mena gas teni me par kerji samba teni samlo tela teni nyar jeze go yores.
What do we mean then by compassion? Well, compassion is the wish that every being, and every being includes people like terrorists, people with other religious faiths, people with no faith at all, even people who treat us badly. It involves a wish for all of these beings to be free from all kinds of suffering. And this is a wish that we arouse from the very depths of our heart, the wish that these beings be free from any kind of suffering, whether it be big, small, or suffering of any kind. So it's this wish for beings to be without suffering, to be free from suffering, that is what we mean by compassion.
Tani tate nyarji rewa tini shamba se ade kangrezina tini semchen changma nga so tari kongla sha dewa te yin tini semchen kangdang kang changma suso la tini dingmar mepa matsa tini changma la dewa tang kepa tani yongya deya nga so kashi nime semka tangni nga so rewa gyabni semchen tamchil la tini dewa yo sona kepa yo sona sambi tini samlo tela tini shamba zegre tini tezna yo maris nyangji da nipo.
Loving kindness, on the other hand, is the very strong wish that all beings, just as we said before, this includes every single being, not only be free from suffering, but enjoy every or attain great happiness. So it's this very sincere deep wish that is what loving kindness refers to. So we can appreciate then that loving kindness and compassion are a bit different to each other.
Teni tindi ge samlo te ngaso tambo ngaso teni gilla arki marki ta go re te la jongdr shi lojong shi tindi shi go re.
So in order to strive to cultivate these qualities in our mind stream, we need to study and practice in their cultivation.
Teni te tari simjin tamche teni deva tang dan dungar tang char go sambi teni samlo te yakbo ziyona teni te tonsan tangbo te tere shangship sem ge teni chakin tangbo te tere.
So the very strong wish that all beings be free from suffering and attain happiness is the first condition of the quality of bodhicitta.
Teni nipa de kangrezena ta nga so sem ga nala molum jabne simjin tamche dungar mergo deva yorgo sam teshchi pogo yong mareze. Teshchi pogo yong mare ta simjin tamche deva me teni deva yo teni dungar me o teni yongya ga teni shawa lekha de so rang teni drip go re ma to ba so rang lekha ma dribni molum chipo javni dena tez ndikyo mareze.
So the second condition is a really strong aspiration in one's mind to engage in actual work to enable beings to be free from suffering and enjoy happiness. So this entails a recognition that simply aspiring for this to be the case won't be sufficient.
Tani ta nga so lerka legona kari gore ta simchin dendi mamboz re te dendi simchin mamboz la nga so teni sang te pamba drip thapku ma mduwa nipa mduwa te ma sa ngarang kimsang kang kimmi namu te sola teni pamba drip gona te hang te khabore te ma sa ngarang rang yakbo je gona teni te nipa mduwa te nipa mena teni nga so simchin dendi mamboz la teni rokpa shi jita simchin teni mamboz thara thobya te nga so gandhi yung gore samne te nga so mambo teni ma stro shine ta te ngin drip ko mare te yung ko mare samne teni sam gore.
Well, how should we go about working for the benefit of all of these beings? There are so many of them. How can we go about helping them all? We don't have the capacity to go about helping all beings. Even simply benefiting our family members in this way is difficult. We don't even have sufficient capacity to do that. So many people thinking in this way will feel incapable of helping beings on this scale and feel that it is an impossible task. However, we needn't think this way. We do have a method at our disposal. This method or means is first achieving Buddhahood. So we first need to undertake to achieve Buddhahood ourselves. Because if we can first achieve Buddhahood ourselves, then it will be easy to go about benefiting others.
심진 탐zetini the robasia don't the ngarang sangi yin samnitini the damjashini o tanga yindam dangarang sangi go samnitini tini simla tini simtak jet gore tini te tenga chotini shanjib ko sem ko chakin ni pade deres.
So the second condition of bodhicitta is a firm pledge or firm resolve to achieve Buddhahood for the sake of helping and benefiting all beings. This pledge or resolve of a very firm nature is the second condition.
Teni tinti yinding aso shamdang nyar jisi chi shirtang simchin namla dungur mena teni deva yona samba te zamre maktoba ngarang simchin katonda ngarang sangjigil samdi teni samba yo marezi shamnyang ji changbayin na.
So loving kindness and compassion, these just entail the wish for beings to be free from suffering and to enjoy happiness. They don't imply the determination or resolve to achieve Buddhahood for the sake of benefiting all beings.
Tani shamna nyanji ge thola te jirja ka ti mangji ti thola o ta simjin tamje tini dewa dang gogundu dungur me gogundu yena ngaranga molum jaba chibu yong mundu tini nge simjin la tini dewa yongya dungur me pa tini nge che gogundu yena ti nipa de ngarang tarta mundu tini yendi tini ngarang sanji gogundu sanji na tini nge tini le thap gundu tini yendi ta ngarang sanji sanji ge tini chet tini ngarang lam nyams leng ge yin sambi samlo te yapo yo sona
So if on the basis of loving kindness and compassion, we make the wish for all beings to be free from suffering and to enjoy happiness, but we recognize that in order for this to come about, we need more than just a prayer or aspiration, that we actually have to work practically for this goal. But we also appreciate or realize that at present we don't have the capacity to engage in this work, but that if we were to achieve the state of Buddhahood, then we would have the capacity to do so. So generating the aspiration or the resolve or the determination to achieve Buddhahood, to practice the Buddha Dharma in order to achieve Buddhahood, this attitude, this resolve is bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is nothing more than this.
Tani tate ngaso chikshina tani shangship ko sem jella tani yakbo kirgona te khabo rezi tani ngaso simchen sama lan jamnim ko goni tani shamdanya ji tani yakbo kirgona tani te khabo rezi shochigni shanna.
On the one hand, it might be the case that it is rather difficult for most people to cultivate bodhicitta in this way, to be able to look upon all beings as completely equal.
But
on the other hand, it's not that hugely difficult.
Tani soso chik tani mangchakta, tani soso wangchada, tani soso chik tani ta pamjurda, tani ka tonla matsis chikpo tani tani bapa chege ores.
There are many people who, for their entire lives, are constantly diligent in their pursuit of fame, power, and economic profit.
However, the
number of people who actually achieve these things in the world are very few. Probably only 20% of people do. 80% of us don't. Bodhicitta, on the other hand, if we will work diligently to cultivate, 80% of us would be able to successfully do. So, putting it in simple terms, this is what bodhicitta is. To begin with, everyone needs to have an understanding of this.
다 대랑자 보이나 가서 샹십 그 셈티니 돈바 랭거요 레테 있나 데니 샹십 그 셈 양딱 받든지 사땅 담받든지 끼고나 데즈 가보 인지레지 다 있나 가시 제지레 있나 미 참말 끼고나 데즈 가보요 레지.
Today we are all here about to take the Bodhisattva vows. However, probably only a few of us will be able to take them in a completely proper or way that conforms with the most correct level of taking the vows. The majority of us probably won't be able to do this quite yet.
다더니 양딱바 차땅담바 딘디즈 마키나요. 당가서 숑고 대지더니 주만자고 드니 양딱바 마이나 드니 데지 기브장나 대양 할레바 파윤 쳔보레지.
But even if we're not able to take the vows in the most correct or perfect way, then just doing our best, even if we're only able to generate a little bit of bodhicitta and take the vows in a somewhat average way, then the benefit associated with this is also immense.
드니 가초 상마가 되니까 소소랑라 우니 장니 소소랑라 고야 소소랑라 판토야 디 그런데 시그자만에 요 말이지.
Most people have no understanding of what they really need and of what is of real benefit to them.
드니 가초 남긴 있나 되니까 다 가초라 강바약 보고 온도 드니 잘랑만 보고 온도 드니 삼고 요 레지 제티 고레지 테 고 마레자만에 제가 마레스.
Most people think, what we need a house, we need many things. Of course, we do need these things. It's not to say that we don't need them.
제티 테스치포 자원인 적금도 그제 가서 테스치포 자원인 적금도 다른 샴바 고도 그제.
But these are by no means the only things we need. In addition to these, we need much else.
갑갑스더니 오늘 전에 가서 머세가 나라 나돈 침보다 드니 딘디가 난각 침보라 드니 차피갑스 드니 왕차이나다 드니 밤줄이나 뜻을 찌찌레기면 누구지 띠갑스.
There are times in our lives when we encounter major problems or obstacles that our power and other things we might have come to absolutely no use whatsoever. They become immediately without value. Bodhicitta, on the other hand, is something that probably most worldly people think, oh, well, yes, if I had it would be good, but it's no big deal if I don't. However, what we really need in our lives is precisely this. So today we haven't got too much time to go into bodhicitta and what it entails, but just putting it simply for today's purposes, we need to meet these two conditions.
심진 탐지 고랑솔라 대화당 담바즈니 제인 디 돈드즈 고레더니 디 샤와트 드파 돈드 디니 아랑 상기고요 디셔트 디니 네테랑 샹슈생과 돈발랭게 삼니 다 딘디 삼고레즈 다 청막 심낭라 딘디 잡득지.
So today, in taking the Bodhisattva vows, everyone needs to think to themselves that I am taking these vows in order to be able to help all beings and benefit all beings, to go about eliminating the suffering of all beings and enabling their happiness. So it's in order to be able to do these things that we strive to achieve Buddhahood, and it's in respect of this goal that we are taking the vow today. So everybody needs to think like this and cultivate this way of thinking prior to taking the vows. So everyone prepare to do this now.
Deni chishina ngaso terang deni ta deni habtukan de lower de shanchup kusem lenna ta chabdugin ramboshini shamnyangji mabgumna gilla yakbus kirgona tez kaboyore.
It might be possible that today, on account of just deciding on the spur of the moment to take the vows and not having done preparation over a longer period of time to cultivate loving kindness and compassion, that we might not be able to effectively or completely arouse bodhicitta.
당분 곤즈 고래 곤즈 차리 지니 되니 깔레 되니 샤와틴 저용 거래지.
But this isn't a problem. Any kind of task that we do, we need to first begin. And after having begun, then slowly we will be able to accomplish the task in question.
어들이 인디 되니 당가서 샹집 그 셈디 되니 지레네 되니 가서 샹집 그 셈 렌제가 되니 잡두기 연습.
So that is what bodhicitta is and entails. So let's prepare now for taking the vows.
되니 당봉 가서 샹집 그 셈 렌비 값스 되니 가서 네 상제 당 샹집 셈화 남라 되니 초반 버고래 초반 만버나 되니 가서 총 마스나 되니 샹집 그 셈 gel라 케탑 그 마레스.
When we take the Bodhisattva vows, we make offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The purpose of doing this is to accumulate merit. Without doing this, then it is not possible for us to generate bodhicitta.
되니 대랑 아촌더니 산제 당더니 산제 거당 되니 거송 특대 만분도 되니 대소 탐조 보더니 산제 거더니 삽레지 되니 꼼축섬 그 삽레지.
So today we have many statues and images of the Buddha, and so these are going to serve as representations or substitutes for the Buddha and the three jewels.
되니 뒤토랑 아촌더니 셈거나라 굼고 그래다 남카 탐치도 되니 상제당 되니 샹집생화 참마가 되니 가서 남카 참마 강니요 삼니 되니 삼고 그래지.
And in addition to this, we need to meditate on all beings, as many as the sky is broad.
되니 대삼니 되니 상제당 샹집생화 참마라 되니 나랑가 되니 초반벌거 연삼니 되니 삼고스.
And meditate on making an offering to all of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
되니 시르당 아좀 초반 만번벌거 어레 디나라 찌까치슈 섬요레진 초반.
We regularly make a lot of offerings. In making offerings, there are three key important points.
되니 시딩 아수 소소랑 그 리본데레지 아주 상마 미스다 세나 소소랑 그 리보데라 할리바가 되니 즘바 침보요레 되니 상마가 되니 진진 할리바 침보요레 되니 대 어당아랑 그 리본데 양 되니 산지 샹수생화 상마라 네야르 버크인 삼니 되니 삼고 그래.
So the first important point is that of offering one's body. Generally, we're very attached to our bodies. We cherish them very much. So it is important for us to imagine ourselves, to think of ourselves as offering our body to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
되니 리포티 마츠 디 지니 다 가레레즈나 베나티니 소소 랑라 요피 무보 리본데 마임비티니 무보도 소 참말라 되니 롱쇼제 그래 리당 롱쇼 대섬기 개와제 되니 롱쇼제나 되니 소소랑라 요피 소소랑라 망이나자 톱탕이나자 왕차이나자 되니 빰주리나자 대소 상마 데라 롱쇼제 어디서 참만 노나 나랑랑라지 요파 참망이 대랑 되니 서지당 샹수생활랑이 암버긴 삼니 되니 삼고래 되니 초반버긴 촉삭 비셔 되니 버긴 삼니 대삼고래 되니 바레스.
And the second important point of offering is offering our various possessions, the things that we own, that is, those things aside from our physical bodies. These are referred to as enjoyments and include things such as fame, power, position, material possessions, and so on. And so what we need to do here is imagine or visualize ourselves offering all of these things to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. This is an excellent way of accumulating merit. So this is the second important point concerning making offerings.
되니 선바디 가서 추바즈기나 되니 가서 수수 게와 데레지 가서 하마 게와 싹바 다스타 싹바 되니 마음발라 되니 싹비 게와 어디 게와에서 탐조 나랑 것더니 다른가 연수상 없이 게와 참마 양때 상지 상습생화 탐조 볼라 드니 야 버그 연지 드니 상십 그 심지와 지위셔도 만든다고 시니 상마 야 버그 연 삼니 드니 삼고 그래.
What was the last part about the mandala? Okay.
딕섬지 게와 데파 마옹 바타타.
Let's say. And the third important point is of offering all of our accumulated merit. So merit accumulated through positive actions in the past, in the present, and in the future. So what we need to do here is imagine ourselves making an offering of all of our merit in the form of a mandala to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
드니 대삼니 드니 가서 샘낭라데 약보 삼니 드니 가서 측 초반 버리아가 측도 순동고 그래.
So in bringing this all very well to mind and in visualizing this, we have some recitations that we do at the same time.
드니 가서 땅보 딤디낭라 드니 가서 데망아바가 토네 마르 사만 동그레스.
So in this blue book, we begin with the recitations on page 5.
드니 데인돈 사위 지니 드니 가서 만들 드니 동그레스 만들 란슴 동그레스 콜마슴 란 동그레스 만들.
And then the dini, so beginning here on page 5, then going to page 15, yeah? Yeah, so after we have done these recitations, then we recite a mandala offering 3 times.
드니 만들 돈 사위.
And it's on page 17 of the yellow book, down the bottom.
야. 드니 만들 드니 도 만들 건 골라 도나 가사레. 만들 건 골라 드니 티 우송 된도 고 띵낙 된도 그랬을 때. 티 차슴 동 그랬을 때.
만들 그군라.
야.
Okay.
그래.
Lema sumriba. Lensum. Oh yeah. Actually, before beginning with the mandala offering recitation, we should recite the Chobi Trinzung on this white photocopy piece of paper 3 times.
드니 티값스 사마가 조디 가서 카은 돈야테 조마리 조디 심고 나라 삼야테 조레.
So when we're doing these recitations, the most important thing is not the sounds that we're reciting, but the way that we are visualizing in our minds.
드니 심고 돌아 가서 다리 공랍샤 파드니 나랑 그 리당 롱쇼타 게와다 참마 드니 상지당 상시세와 탐칠라드니 야라 나랑 그 드니 상십 그 심지야가 만들 그 싫더니 참마 여름 버거인 삼니 드니 삼니 드니 가서 놈 식딘 동고 그래.
So just as we talked about before, the visualization that we make in our mind is of us making a mandala offering for the purposes of receiving the bodhicitta vows of all of our bodies, of all of our enjoyments and our accumulated merits.
Sambo Sarva So
Teni ta nga so mandar teni parsason teni mandar parsawi jini teni ta nga so shanship ko sem go domba lengo re teni shanship sem go domba teni lembi kapsa teni domba lenya te nga so tip ngombon di thola ta dema chonga thola taro chis.
So we have now made our mandala offering, and we go on now to our taking of the Bodhisattva vows. So please, everyone, turn to page 15 in the blue book.
Tanindi nangla kande sondu zena shokchana ju pesan jip chomden de thamche tang sapchala ni pi shanchip senwa chimbo namdang lama durjin zamba chimbo no dangla gons sor sone tanga so sarji tang shanchip senwa tang lama da chama nga so tini ndengi namkhala tini jigyo sam tini di kumden ne sarji shanchip senwa lama namji kumden ne tini ta ngarang so tini shanship sem ko tini domba lenga yan samne tini te sam ko re.
So these first four lines, Lord Buddha Shakyamuni, all the Buddhas and all the Bodhisattvas who dwell on the 10th Bhumi, all the great Vajra master spiritual mentors, please turn your attention to me. So what we do here is visualize ourselves taking the Bodhisattva vows before all of these assembled Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and great Vajra master spiritual mentors.
Tani di ngacho pena ngacho tanang domba limbi kap drapo shini tini ndayang ngacho jilu che go res di chokata.
So in taking the vows, we need to recite these lines. after Khenpo recites them first.
Teni ngacho teni shangship ko teni sem ko teni domba tela teni tab depo shina domba chik ma to yo mare chik pu yo re chik res diban ro shina.
In terms of the Bodhisattva vows, in their absolute most concise format, there is just one vow.
Teni geban ro shina teni shangship ko teni sem la teni ta the shangship ko domba la domba chob jin rao domba nishin rao teni there's mambu yo res.
The Bodhisattva vows also exist in more comprehensive formats, where there are 18 and 20 vows.
Teni ta nga so terang domba kare lengo rezina ta nga so domba chik kyangwa z lena ya te nyong chin ro ndo.
So in terms of the number of vows that we're going to take today, if we were just going to take one, it would be a bit too sparse or a bit few, not enough.
Teni domba nishi thamba lena ya te mang chin ro ndo nga so.
But if we were to take 20 vows, this would be a bit too much.
Teni nga so rangbo ndo z lena teni ndikres.
So if we take an average number of vows, then this is okay.
Teni rangbo tela domba jima to yo mares jires.
And this average number of vows, for this average level of vow taking, there are just 4 vows to take.
Teni jitela riri la ya niri sheji or tifshina gerres ma shina jires.
So for these 4 vows, each vow entails 2 components. So we can say that there are 8 vows, but in actual fact there are just 4 root vows.
Teni tina la halepa teni nyokta teni kable chimbo teni menduze tets le labunda wores.
And among these 4 vows, there is nothing that's really difficult. All of them are easy to take and maintain.
Teni ngaso tari ngaso domba jiwi kapsata nga domba jiwo te jiwi samne chosu teni semna la tabrik chita teni ndrikres.
So if today you prepare for taking the vows by thinking, I'm going to today take 4 of the Bodhisattva vows, then this is okay, this is good.
Teni domba jipote teni gangyin, gandirin teni ngaso domba jisarvi jis teni ngenreshi japkres.
So as to what these 4 vows are, first of all, we will take the vows and then afterwards I will explain them.
Teni ta ngaso di tep ktola ta teni dema di chituk ba ngola ta teni ngaso di choka de tes nreshi japkres.
So if everyone turns to page 16 in the blue book, then I'd just like to explain a little bit about the liturgy.
다 teni shangchib nyangborum chiji war sangje namla kyapsim chi chudang shangchib senhwa tsolang tebjin kyapsim chözi teni te ngaso kyamru domba lenya res.
So the lines beginning midway down page 16, until the heart of enlightenment is realized, I take refuge in all the Buddhas, in the Dharma and the Bodhisattvas, as well as their assemblies. Similarly, I go for refuge. So these lines are a taking of refuge.
Teni shangchib nyangborum chiji war zayati ngarang sang marji ge parta ze ngarang sang marji ge parta teni ngarang sangje la kyapsin ro yin chula kyapsin ro gendal la kyapsin ro yin ze teni ze ton res.
So this first line refers to the taking of refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha until I realize enlightenment.
Teni jamrogu domba ngaso tanang ngatu lensar songze teni ndikapse yang ti jorla te lenna ndikres.
Today, this morning, we already took the refuge vows. So on the side, if we take them here again, this is fine.
Teni takar cheshu ngoma tendi dema jibdum ba ngola yo pa teres.
But the most important part of the liturgy or the vow taking is on page 17.
Teni chifter ngonji dershak ji ze tangbo tendi zendos.
So the first line here is just as the Sugatas of the past.
Teni chifter ngonji dershak ji shangchib thne ke pa tang ze gres.
And the next line, have aroused the awakened mind, bodhicitta.
Ngonji dershak zena kare ze gres na ngonji dershak zena ndepi sangje ngama ga sangje sangpena sangje shakja tapan rao teni khong nambala ze gres.
So in the first line, with the reference to the Sugatas, this is a meaning Buddhas of the past.
Dani chirtar ngonji dershakji shanship thne ke patangze ta ngonji sanji namji shanship kun chok to sim ganji ke kayona ta ngarang ge tendi chene ta terang ne shanship ko sim ke kayen samni tendi samgo re.
So these first two lines together, what they are meaning is that or what we should do is, or understand them to mean, is that when we take the vows, we need to think that we are arousing bodhicitta or seeking to arouse bodhicitta in just the same way as the Buddhas of the past did.
Dani shanship senhui lapala teta karvanjan ne patarze dani nepi sanji namgo dani shanship senhwa ko lapa zena perna jimba jyandao ta Tsultrim Lodro tisu zegre dani ngonji sanji namji khoso go shanship senhwa ko lapala kandi lobna dani ngarang ge yante ko tetang rabo shini tini to di jisi lob ge yin samgo gore.
And then the next two lines, trained in the way of the Bodhisattvas to gradually accomplish the stages of development. So this is meaning that we pledge to train or follow in exactly the same ways that the Bodhisattvas of the past cultivated through accomplishing the perfections. We undertake to do the same ourselves.
Devjin dola pandun du shanship sem no give jijang devjin don lapa lang ramba jun lapar gyoze dani deni devjin dola pandun ze pena ngonji sangje dang shanship sem wanam ji khorang so shanship sim kanri ke nanda de dang rabu shini ngarang ge ti jis lob deni sangje shanship sem wanam khoso shanship chok de sim khoso shanship sim kanri ke ke yona de ne ta dang rabu shi ngonji sarji namla lojong she ngonji shanship sewa namla lojong she ne koso shanship sem kari kena ngeya semchin tamchil la tini pamba yongya shirde tini ngarang gaya tini shanship ko sem ke kayin samni samgo res.
Similarly, for the benefit and purposes of beings, by awakening the bodhicitta and training in the conduct of the bodhisattvas, I shall gradually develop the levels of training. So these few lines also refer to an undertaking that we make ourselves to follow in exactly the same way that the bodhisattvas of the past did, to study in the same way that they did, in order to be able to benefit all beings.
The name Devjin the shanship senhui lapala devjin rambabjin the lapar jiziti tini shanship senwanam jitini lapa pena jimba tangata Tsultrim Lodro tindi kortela tini ngonji sanje nam ko kanti lojong shena tini ngarang ge rambabjin de jena ta ngarang lamsang ngasa mangbo drip gona nga drip thap ko marita ina rimji kale tini ngarang ge tini ngonji sanje nam la lojong shene te khoso kare chegona nge tindi chege nima terang ni ngozong ni ta rimbe ngarang nipa kaze yona tindi zge tini te shanship chokol shanship sewa laba la lobni tindi shege yin samgo gores.
So the reference to training in the conduct of the bodhisattvas and gradually develop the level of trainings, this refers to an undertaking that we make to again follow in the example and conduct of the past bodhisattvas who, through gradually developing the levels of training, so developing or training in generosity and maintaining ethical discipline and so forth, gradually develop their training. So immediately attaining their level of conduct might be difficult. We need to slowly, step by step, go about training in the levels of the different levels. Does everybody understand this clearly?
Yeah,
that's good. So everyone, please prepare well.
Yeah. Teni nala teni tarong ato tete jemun rawo chana shana teni shanship ko semla teni mumba shanship ko semze achigta teni jigba shanship ko semze teni ni ores.
So if we were going to go into these verses in a little bit more detail, we could distinguish two levels of bodhicitta. One, the level of aspiration, or bodhicitta of aspiration, and the second, the level of actual or engaged bodhicitta.
Dini momba shanchip ku simzeati ngarang chu sim ganala sambandra wori pena nga chu ngarang sacha jambaz lan rogo yona o ta nga sacha jambati la ngarang royin samni sim ganala sim tak japa ten tarung royo mare ta ngarang sim ganala ngan royin sanin ngan royin sambandra wo dindizila zegrezi tini tela momba zegrezi momba shanchip ki sim.
So when we talk about the bodhicitta of aspiration, this is referring to the thought or resolve or decision that we make in our mind. So if we decide, if we're going to some place, first we make the resolve or we decide to go to the particular place. We haven't yet gone, but we have decided to go there, perhaps tomorrow or whenever. So bodhicitta of aspiration, or aspirational bodhicitta, is developing or generating the resolve or aspiration in one's mind.
Tini tindi yending atsota simjin changmala tini pamba dribya chet tini ngarang sangji thoper ngarang sangji dribkin samne simnangla sambandra matokba tili jan tarong lagling musi yomare tindi zila momba shanship ko semze gres.
So in terms of bodhicitta, this thought or resolve is that to attain Buddhahood for the sake of all living beings. But at the level of aspiration, it is just a resolve or an aspiration at this stage. We haven't actually practically begun to work towards this goal.
Tani nipati jigpa shanship ko semre jigpa shanship ko semze zeati kandis resina ta ngarang te sacha telan royin samne sim kanala tini sambachi po matsapar tini kangba yavni o maran royan ro te ungus lagling ko thoni paran roya o telan jigpa shanship ko semze gres.
The second kind of bodhicitta, engaged bodhicitta, is refers to not just the resolve or the aspiration to engage in conduct, but actually to begin to practically to accomplish it. So if we decide that we want to go somewhere, it's not just the thought to go somewhere, but actually making our feet hit the road and begin to walk towards our destination.
Tini te le labores penata ngaso nge sanji tho ngarang ge simjin samala tini pamba de bisherte te ngarang sanji tho goze tini sanji tho bisherte tini manen dong ge yene tini man 창고로 씩 놓나요. 다 그런 락ling 요소. 되는 직바션십 그 세미렌도 오래제. 양나 심진 탐주 그 돈더지니 내랑 뺀나 나랑 디 메독도 되니 나랑 심진 탐주 그 돈더 나랑 상기와 그 셔드 되는 초반 버거 연삼니 딘딘도 오수 시작나 되는 직바션십 그 세미렌도 오래 뺄레 라보레스.
Engaged bodhicitta is very easy to practice or to accomplish. An example would be for us to do a recitation, just one round of recitations on our prayer beads, done with the motivation or the aspiration that our recitation is in order to achieve Buddhahood for the sake of benefiting all living beings, and this would be an example of engaged bodhicitta. Or similarly, making an offering of these flowers with the aspiration that the offering assist us in achieving Buddhahood in order to benefit all beings. So this is engaged bodhicitta, and it's easy to do.
Tini ti indi ngaso tini domba ni ti tini ngarang ka leng yen samne momba shanship ko sim jigba shanship ti ni po de lenya ga chokan dina la yore ni ka de nge te ran leng yen samne tini sam go res.
So today we need to think that we need to think in our minds that we are taking both of these vows, the vow of aspirational bodhicitta and the vow of engaged bodhicitta.
Tini ta ngaso tini shanship ko sim ko domba tini len ransong tini indi chama sim ko na la tabdu yang bo jero jis.
So it's time for us to take the Bodhisattva vows now. So everybody, please prepare your minds accordingly.
단도 더나 간디레즈나 되니 나랑가 심진 탐치 라디닝네 록바지인 심진 탐치 그 능머딩이 매바시인 되니 심진 탐치 라디니 대화 용량 되니 시인 디 돈도 되니 나랑 상지고 되니 상지야 그 셔도 되니 네 때랑 돈발링거인 상습생하고 돈발링거인 삼네 되니 삼다 되니 즉 송세 되니 잡직 되니 지나 되니 즉어레스.
So in preparing our minds to take the vows, we need to think that we are striving to help all beings, to enable them to be free from suffering and to achieve happiness, and that in respect of these goals, we need to first achieve Buddhahood, and in order to do that, we are today taking the Bodhisattva vows. So preparing our minds in this way is sufficient.
되니 대진이 되니 참마가 되니 가서 네 되니 말 노용 되니 참마가 집루 되니 시고 그래서.
So I'm going to read the lines of the liturgy, and if everyone would please repeat after me.
되니 참마 셈토라야 뽀 셈라스 빼 잡잡지니 되니 참마 집루지야.
So everyone please focus your minds carefully and repeat after me.
야, 다 되니 가서 곤즈거요.
So we are going to begin now.
되니 단니 남돈데 가서 되니 시아차송 되니 인디 되니 버크 그 돈에 마르티니 되니 동거인 되니 교초고 되니 남돈 고송데 되니 교초 나랑 그 자티라 질루치라 되니 저기어레스.
I've already explained the content of the vows that we'll be taking, so I'm going to be reciting the liturgy in Tibetan, and it's fine if you just repeat in Tibetan after me.
Shokjinab jikpi.
Shokjina jikpi.
Sarjib jomdende tamchet tang.
Sanje jomdende tamche tang.
Sabjila.
Sabjila.
Nibi.
Nibi.
Shangchib senhua.
Shangshub senhua.
Senhua chimbo namdang.
Senpa chimbo namdang.
Lama dorji zenba.
Lama dorji zenba.
Chimbo nam.
Chimbo nam.
Dala gonsu sor.
Dawa gonsu sol.
야, 되니 대가서 상지당 상주 생활 탐주 되니 능기 남칼라요 산에 곰바테레스.
So now we meditate or visualize that we are before all of the Bodhisattvas and Buddhas.
되니 상습쌤 그 초강고 마트 다레스.
And now we come to the main taking of the Bodhisattva vows.
상습 냥봄 치기વાર.
상습 닝보 칭기વાર.
상지 남라 캡슴 초.
상지 남라 캡슴 초.
추당 상습 생화여.
추당 찬습 선바예.
소랑 대신 캡슴 초.
소랑 대신 캡슴 초.
되니 티 잠조리 땡가서 랑슴돈 거레스.
So this is the refuge, and we are going to recite it 3 times.
상습 냥봄 치기વાર.
상습 닝보 칭기વાર.
상지 남라 캡슴 초.
상지 남라 캡슴 초.
추당 상습 생화여.
추당 상습 선화예.
소랑 대신 캡슴 초.
소랑 대신 캡슴 초.
야, 되니 다 타마더레스.
And this is the final time.
상주 냥보름 치기વાર.
상습 닝보 칭기વાર.
상지 남라 캡슴 초.
상지 남라 캡슴 초.
추당 상습 생화예.
추당 상습 선화예.
소랑 대신 캡슴 초.
소랑 대신 캡슴 초.
되니 티 잠조리 당아주 상습 그 생마테리 참아 잡잡지스.
So that is the refuge concluded, and now we are moving on to the proper taking of the Bodhisattva vows.
Jerter ngongi dershagje.
Jeta ngungi deshaki.
상습 드는 제바당.
상습 tunni jepadang.
상습 생휘 라바라.
상습 senhui lapala.
대다가 름신 네바따르.
Deda rimjin nepadar.
대신 졸라 판돈도.
Dejin rola pendonde.
상습 셈느 gebge장.
상습 senne gegijang.
devjin de laba lang,
相是巴郎，
rinpa vjin de labar gyu.
人把人的拉巴吉。
Tini te tangbori ta nipa res.
So that was the first time, and now we're going to begin with the second time.
Jirtar ngun jib der shak gyu.
Jeta nunki deshiki,
Shangchib tungnu geba tang.
上学图尼给巴当，
Shangchib senhui laba lam.
相是生会拉巴拉，
Te tak ringjin nepa tar.
德达人心内巴达，
Devjin rola pandun de.
德心着了潘当的，
Shangchib simnu gib gyu yang.
上十生内给给让，
Devjin de laba lang.
德心的拉巴拉，
Rinpa vjin de labar gyu.
人把人的拉巴吉。
Tini ta tama tiri, tini tama de nga tsu ndon tsarwi jisi, tini nga tsu sem ka nala yakbo samtabu yona na, tini shangchib ka sem gilla kega res.
So now we are going to begin with the final recitation, and if everyone is able to meditate well or cultivate their mind well, then it's possible to generate bodhicitta in their minds.
Tini sem la yakbo samtabu yona, shangchib sami domba de gilla kega res.
And if you're able to think or hold your mind well, then you'll be able to take the Bodhisattva vow.
Tini tsangma sem ka thola pe yakbo chi zabzab chi sem thola ndiks.
So everyone, please rest in a very positive state of mind.
Jirtar ngun jib der shak gyu.
Jetar ngunki deshiki,
Shangchib tungnu geba tang.
相是听你给巴当，
Shangchib senhui laba la.
相是身边拉巴拉，
Te tak ringjin nepa tar.
德达人心内巴达，
Devjin rola pandun de.
德人着了潘当的，
Shangchib simnu gib gyu yang.
相是生内给给让，
Devjin de laba lang.
德德是本拉巴郎，
Rinpa vjin de labar gyu.
人把人的拉巴吉。
Ya ta tini nga tsu shangchib ka sem tini domba lang tsarwa res.
So we have now taken the vows of bodhicitta.
Ta tini ti ola tini nga tsu tsangma ka tini yigen de la ta oto nga tsu tsangma ka nyam de tini dom shakna tini chok res.
So the recitations beneath this we can all recite together.
Tini tema chob gyud kung ola tangti daksin rewas hati manchu ti nga tsu nyam de tini doni tini maranga ma phajuk nam jindus.
So if we just begin from midway down page 18.
Teni ta nga so di shangship ke swem tari nga so domba je teni langsongwa teni jibo de gang re samala ngotu shege yins.
So we have all just taken 4 Bodhisattva vows, and I'd like to talk about those 4 vows now.
Ya teni nga so shangship senhwa teni domba derang nga so jambo de lang yo resi hachang mambo mari nyonyong mari jambo de lang yo resi.
So the number of Bodhisattva vows that we have taken today is an average number of vows.
Teni di nangla teni tondak gentu ti japotila nga so namjin teni zabzabchi ko gore garwachi nyang mares.
So these include or entail 8 points, and in ordinarily or in the course of our lives, we should be careful about observing these points.
Teni tela teni ten garwachi jana teni nga so sado yana yigya o tinjin donni teni shakbachi na ten jukres.
If we do conduct or if we do things that come into conflict with these vows, then we should either recite the Vajrasattva mantra or the 100-syllable mantra.
Teni tangbo di kangrezena pena ngarang so teni samba dugbo zena kangrezena pena ta ngarang susu rang teni pamjur ke teni yunggo yakbo yoyata yangna teni mi chama ngarang la teni gijip teni jeya teni muyer ke thone teni ngarang rang la yundin mena yoze teni susu rang la toba jab o teni jena teni jikma rezi te tangbo rez.
So the first vow is not to, for the purposes of economic benefit or for the sake of gaining respect from others, claim to possess certain qualities and praise ourselves.
Tini tedang nyamda tini mi janla tini korang la yundin yonayang te mabajabni o mi janda dugbore korang yundin yo mare korang jontang yo mare ngarang yak boyen zya tini tere tini chila tsina tini chila tsina tini domba chigres.
And at the same time, even if one does possess certain qualities, one should not claim to possess qualities while belittling others. So belittling others, claiming oneself to be good, praising oneself and belittling them, these 2 aspects form the first vow.
Tini tela gubayo na kyung marze pena nge o mizala tini mapajab ngarang la topajab na tela tini nge mi mampola pantong roya rawota tindi go muiryo na te kyung mare.
Chizukambola di chizukmiyu na?
Pena ngarang ka tini mizala mapajab tini ngarang la topajab na tini tela tini mampola tini pantong pa o tindi ra yo na tindi go gubanda tindi yo na ngarang la topajab na jala mapajab na te kyung mare.
However, if there is some need for us to do this, if there's some need for us to praise ourselves and belittle others for the sake of benefiting other beings, then this is okay.
Teni ngaso namjin chowa nangla teni ta ngaso mi soso rangla teni topa jabyata teni mi jambala teni mapa jabje teni te yungres.
However, it's likely that in our lives there will be times when we find ourselves praising ourselves and belittling others.
Tate ngaso chi samlu maptang landao shirtang tindi goni nada tonda te kyung mareze.
However, if we do this unintentionally or accidentally, then it's not a problem.
Te samlu dugbo tang teni muir tang chepa muir yo pa thone o mi jamba te dugbo re ngarang yak boy tindi zena teni shangship senhwa tindi zinyang mareze.
If, however, we do it with negative intentions or in order to achieve a certain purpose, praise ourselves and belittle others, then this is not okay. This is in conflict with our Bodhisattva vow.
Teni te tondak tambore te ngaso halipa kabli menduzi te zabzab shina teni njukuri 대 가서 자원이 접 마타 반라고 든지 말했어.
So this is the first vow or the first point. It's an easy one. It's not that difficult. As long as we're a little bit careful, it shouldn't be too difficult for us to observe.
드니 니바데 강레지나 베나 드니 미잠바 드니 뭐 할리바 드니 쪼부 자지 존지 하나 밤저 드니 용고 드니 자와니 메사 드니 그뭐 드니 그 나초라 테즈 코랑라 테즈 자진라 테즈 고즈니 티 소모 드니 제나즈 디 값스 드니 나랑라 코랑라 베나 진지 요나요 데 나랑 셀나 끼니 마진나 드니 샤즈세와 돈바 가르그레스.
So the second vow relates to a situation where, let's say, there is someone who is very poor, they don't have anything to eat or wear, they've got no income whatsoever, and they ask us to give them some food. And if we are in a situation where we have something to give them, but due to miserliness refrain from doing so, then this would be in conflict with the Bodhisattva vow. If we ourselves have nothing to give them, however, then this isn't a problem.
Jamba Jimson tele Jamba Jimson chichime ngarang sena kini majina oteni gargares.
But if we do have something to give them and there's not any other reason that we have for not giving what we have to them except for miserliness, then our failure to give such a person assistance would be in conflict with the Bodhisattva vow.
티 아메리카 사샬라틴티 요나메나가 하고 메지 홍모잠 큰거나 페나 잔낙라고 했나 홍모잠 큰거나란 잠만다 mambu요레스.
I'm not sure about the situation in America, but certainly in China there are all manner of kinds of beggars.
티니 우니 땅에 코랑라 메니 티니 홍모잠 큰 마임바 틴디 요레스.
And beggars that people who beg who don't necessarily need what they're begging for. And there's beggars like this in other places too. It's possible that there are people like this in America too. So if this really is the case and you understand that they're begging for some other kind of purpose and decide not to assist them, then this isn't a problem.
드니 나랑가 셀나치니 마신나 드니 양 간로레스 돈바.
And the second part of this vow relates to a situation where someone has a great desire to hear the teachings of the Buddha Dharma, and one is in a position to be able to share the teachings well, but due to miserliness decides not to, then this would be in conflict with the Bodhisattva vow.
Deni teyang deni ngaso pari chu korang la mawjin bi jimsen jamba ka me korang sena chikpo ta deni ge deni mawjin na deni shansub sen don bangar ke deni chigla tsigo re chigla tsina deni ti domba ni pa res.
So our decision to refrain from sharing the Dharma with another in a situation where it's not due to any other reason besides miserliness, then our failure to do so would be in conflict with the Bodhisattva vow. So this, in combination with the vow just mentioned, together comprise one vow.
Da ina ngarang so rang deni par chu deni shet kita shayanda susurang machina di nipa mena chung mares.
Of course, if we don't know the Dharma, if we don't have the Dharma to share with others to begin with, then not sharing it with them is no problem.
되니 대양 맞죠 사와니 되니 송 마트 반다고 접 마트 반다고 되니 좀 문득 때레라 보즈레스.
So this second twofold vow is again a relatively easy one for us to keep. There's no difficulty here.
되니 somebody 가르제나 페나 되니 미 잠바스치게 되니 나랑라 되니 노반다고 되니 제네 되니 디 지스 되니 뭐데 거랑 요바케네 다 교랑 네 교랑라 노바시샤 되니 공다 되니 교랑 거 되니 셈라 마노로지 되니 되니 가솔라 되니 제위 값스 되니 가서 쪼랑네 되니 디 땅데 말린나 되니 되니 데레스 땅데 말린나 되니 상습생과 돈바단 가르그레스.
The next vow relates to a situation where someone is perhaps harming us, and they then regret the fact that they have harmed or are harming us and apologize to us and ask us not to hold a grudge or be angry. But in response, we get angry and fail to accept their apology, then this would be in conflict with the Bodhisattva vow.
Teni pena mi jamba ngaso la no pa chena ngaso semgana la khungcho ki andawo te changma la yongo res kapkap sa ngaso rang suso rang semla chonzen teni shi matha pa teni yores sena.
Of course, situations where people are harming us and we get angry happen from time to time. Situations such as this where we're not able to control our minds very well, these moments happen for everyone.
Teni yinna teni ngaso khungcho yin rambu chini dati mi jamba ti teni kyorang gongda cho malang teni zena tarong yang teni ngarang khungcho chini teni china ngaso shanchu sem dang gar ro yo re teni shanchu sem wa domba dang gar kres.
However, if we remain angry for a long time, even after someone has apologized to us, we continue to remain angry and fail to accept their apology, then this would be in conflict with the Bodhisattva vow.
Teni teshiri ti thola teni mi jamba ngasola gongdang teni zewi kapsa teni ngaso tangde malimba matsa tarung ti thola mi janla par shishi tangwa tang yana mu janla teni doda ikpala sokpa gyaba o teni chena teni shanshu senwa dombadang gargris.
The second part of this vow relates to a situation where, in addition to failing to accept the apology of someone, we rebuke and scold the person and or hit them or strike them. So this kind of response or conduct would be in conflict with the Bodhisattva vow.
Teni chigla tsuna teni domba chigrezi teni te sambate res.
So these two together comprise one vow and are the third Bodhisattva vow that we have taken today.
Teni jibate kangrezina ngaso te tabachimbo chu par pani 다 탁바침보고 추디 약보면도 응냠슬린 그먼 다 판춘 나랑 탁바침보고 추냠린 제가 먼지 딘디 제정나 드니 샹십 그 세명 맨로래 딘디 인디 드니 간로래 데데 삽침보레즈.
So the fourth vow relates to a situation where we discard or relinquish the Mahayana teachings, declaring them not to be good and deciding not to be practitioners of the Mahayana teachings from this point onwards. If we do this, then our bodhicitta is destroyed, and so this is considered as a rather serious transgression.
Teni ti thola teni ngaso 탁바침보고 추데 솔라 teni nrishit 신실로 바잡네 베나 탁바침보고 추나라 코랑 teni 베나 동반인다고 teni 샤요나 teni ngaso tsikte par gerjujap nrishit nangdonla gerjujapne teni shine teni pena korang tang zaboz yona teni jijigoya meba teni shine jambala teni shadna te 탁바침보 춘 마카신 로래 에즈 teni tena shanshusewa dombanyam gres.
And the second part of this vow is propounding or teaching, explaining the Mahayana teachings in a way that is twisted or made up. So an example would be deep or profound teaching such as that on emptiness, having no understanding whatsoever, but explaining it to someone in a twisted kind of way. And this would have the effect of destroying the Mahayana teachings. So these 2 points together comprise one vow and form the fourth of the Bodhisattva vow that we have taken today. This fourth vow, I would say, is something that we would rarely be in a situation of breaking. It would rarely be the case that any of us would decide to completely discard the Mahayana teachings or explain or propound the Mahayana teachings in a way that was twisted or made up. So because of this, if we are careful in relation to the first 3 vows, then this is sufficient. So the Bodhisattva vows that we have taken today are just these 4. So it's very easy for everyone. There's no pressure whatsoever.
Tini karti jima kyorang so o te samdi te la chi ndu tini ngarang tarong te song go ndu tini samna tini maung bala tini tarong domba nishi thamba yori to so lenna ti chokres.
If after some time you think that particularly these 3 vows that we've taken today are a bit easy and you would like to take extra vows, then in the future you can take the full 20 Bodhisattva vows.
Tini terang aso tari shangship sengwa domba tini shito kapsa taw debo o shini tini tsamala tini domba jinyo re tini tini namgin tini ngaso tandi domba dina maomba jima ngaso takbar ndi nala yopa te tini tarta tari ngaso jiluche te soso rangan ne ni matakbar domba lenna tini ngaso domba yargin ro re.
So today we have received the Bodhisattva vows and recited the liturgy. The liturgy that we recited today in receiving the Bodhisattva vows, if you recite it yourselves every day, then this has the benefit of enhancing or developing or progressing your Bodhisattva vows.
Zhwa zhilin, tini tsangma mchik zoksong.